Hello everyone, this is Silvio again with Business Central Tips, and today I'm going to dive into a concept I learned recently, and it was introduced by Microsoft recently with Business Central 2023 Wave 1, and this is about inherent permissions. With inherent permissions, Microsoft is trying to simplify the way permissions work, and especially for objects that you are creating. So if you have a new extension, you're creating new tables, new code units, you used to have to create a permissionset.xml file or AL file, and that permission set it could be assigned to users through the web interface, web client, web interface. With inherent permissions, that changes a little bit in the sense that if we don't want to assign permissions through the web client, we can do that through the code. And it can be implemented in two ways. One way is through inherent permissions as an attribute for a method. As you can see, we have here inherent permissions attribute that's basically prefixing a method, and you're assigning the object to which you want to assign permission, and we're going to go through an example soon. But basically this is an attribute that you decorate your method with, and once that's done, you have the right permissions, then you will be able to, users will be able to perform the code that's inside that method without apparently having to specifically assign a permission through the web client. So that's one way. The other way is not this one, but this one, inherent permissions property, which basically is assigning proper permissions to an object. We're going to go through one example and see how this works. I have here a small project which consists of a table, SV log. It's in my range 50,100. Has an entry number, which is an integer, a date, and a description. The primary key is entry number. The insert trigger is figuring out the next entry number, and the date is the current date time. To figure out the next entry number, we have here a method, get last entry number, which is simply basically a read operation so what we need is read permissions here to get to the last record in the table, and yeah, that's basically it. You can see here I have a property inherent permissions ri read and insert, and I also have a table page, which is basically a list for this table. Nothing interesting here. And then I have a code unit, and in this code unit, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to insert in this new table a log information when a sales header or a purchase header gets inserted. And as you can see, we have assigned inherent permission property to the table. So basically with an inherent permission assigned to an object, every process that requires access to this table will have read and insert permissions. So basically here, and we're gonna look at it when we run it. Let's just run it without debugging. I have a user here, essential, which is basically I think it's a user that is the user that's coming with the container. Let's just have a look what permissions I assigned. So I assigned basic full access and extension management because I wanted to deploy from VS Code. So okay, now let's try a sales order. Let's create a new one. And one item, two. So we're ready to do what? We're ready to ship and an invoice, 2 items of this type. Ship an invoice and 1033224 was created. Let's look at my list page. (103.224) was created from that sales order. Let's go to the purchasing order. Let's create a new one. Let's take Fabricam, and I think that would be a good one to use. Also something here, and let's see the log again. So both worked, both sales order and sales invoice worked. Why did they work? Because we gave inherent permissions, read and insert. What would happen if we, for example, if we take this one out, this property? Let's create a new one. And let's try to post. Well, we got an error. The current permission prevented the action. Table data sv log read. Why is that happening? Well, I think I know why. It's probably when we are in this. So this is a subscriber that's subscribed to one after finalize posting, one before commit. We are initializing the table, the record sv log. We're adding a description to it, and then we're inserting with trigger true which is pretty much here. And here we can see that we're assigning to entry number, which is the primary key we're assigning. The function is here, and as you can see, we're trying to read from the table svlog to find the last record. And basically, I think this is where we get the permission error. But if we really want to see it live, let's try to publish with debugging. Let's go to the last one. That's the one. Let's post. And the debugger stops on this line. And we get the error. Okay. So what did we do to get the error? Well, if you remember, I took out the inherent permissions. Okay. What if we do want to give inherent permissions, but only to the sales event subscriber? Let's close the debugger. Let's see if we can post. Publish without debugging. Let's create a new one. I think we're ready to post. Ship an invoice. Yes, here we go. It worked. So let's review the code. What we did, we decorated this event subscriber with this attribute inherent permissions. We specify the permissions are of type table data for the table svlog, and the permissions are read and insert. So we were able to execute not only the reading, but because we didn't got stuck here, we also were able to execute the insert, to finish the insert, this insert for sales. Let's try without publishing anything. Let's try to go to the purchasing and purchasing orders and create a new one. And I think it was Fabricam and 1896 quantity 1. Let's post. Receive an invoice. Okay, so we've got okay, so we forgot to put the invoice number. Let's put something here. Post again. And again, we got the svlog read log error, permission for reading into the new table. Okay, let's close this, guys, and let's fix this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this line for this subscriber. Notice that we don't have any permission object here, either AL or XML. And let's put, and there is no problem here. Okay, now let's push the code without debugging. This time, let's go to purchase orders. Take this guy, last one, and post. And it went through. If we look now at this, okay, why is that? So through, we can't really see the table when we take it out from when we take out the inherent permissions, we can't really see the logs. If we want to see the logs, let's try this. We can see it. Let's try one more time. Sales orders, new. Post. So through the subscriber, we decorated the subscriber with read and insert. We also decorated the subscriber for purchase with read and insert. And on the table, we put inherent permissions read because we're not coming from posting. When we go through to see the page SV logs, we're not coming through the posting process. So the permissions were only assigned for these two specific processes. If we want to see the SV logs, we need to give it here inherent permissions reading. All right, I hope this helps. If you like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.